Mr Barroso, we have enjoyed a series of pantomime exchanges on the euro. Every time I predicted that a country would need a bailout, you have come back and said, oh no they don't, everything is fine. And now we face the fourth bailout, the second Greek bailout, unless of course today you are going to tell us that is not necessary either. But the question I want to ask you today is perhaps far more serious than anything that has happened in Greece or Ireland or Portugal to date, and it is the real debt crisis, the real sovereign debt crisis that we may face within the next few weeks, and that is the integrity of the European Central Bank itself. Month after month I have warned that you cannot go on buying up vast quantities of your own bad debt. Mr Barroso, do you accept that the finances of the European Central Bank and its integrity is now in a serious and parlous state?
No, I do not accept. I think the European Central Bank is a very credible institution that has been managed with great wisdom and intelligence, and I think the independence of the ECB is respected by all the member states of the euro area. And of course we know that there are some difficulties in the euro area. As I have already said, they are not only difficulties of the euro area, to be fair. Unfortunately, your criticism to the euro area is always ideological. The problems of the debt are not exclusive. The euro area, on average, the debt is lower, for instance, than the debt of Britain, to give an example. But in fact we have different problems because it is the first time we have this kind of monetary union without, of course, some more integrated institutional setting. That is precisely why we are now trying to have a comprehensive response, and the ECB is part of that effort that we are making to give stability, financial stability, to the euro area.
Backing up some of my rhetoric, just yesterday the respected think tank Open Europe came out with some figures on this, and it said that of the ECB's exposure, a staggering €190 billion is exposure to the Greek state and Greek banks. Should the ECB see the value of its assets fall by just 4.25%, its entire capital base will be wiped out. Do you accept the findings of Open Europe, or do you go along with Mr Juncker's assertion a couple of weeks ago that with the situation in the euro being as serious as it is, you actually have to lie in public?
First of all, I do not lie, and the Commission has always been very consistent in the information we have been giving about all the situations. The situation is difficult. We have said it honestly from the beginning, very clearly, but we do not pretend the situation is a rosy one. Now, having said this, the European Central Bank credibility lies on the absolute determination of the euro area governments to do whatever it takes to assure the financial stability of the euro area. And so I have no doubts about the sustainability of the efforts in the euro area and the credibility of the European Central Bank. I have no doubts about the capacity of the European Central Bank to defend the European interests, and also the commitment of the member states of the euro area to provide all the guarantees the European Central Bank needs to fulfil its independent role of our central bank. And in terms of exposure of central banks to debt, I have to tell you there are other central banks in Europe and outside of Europe that are in a much more difficult and vulnerable situation than the European Central Bank. It is a credible, respected, internationally very respected body of the European Union.
Thank you.
I want you to look me in the eye, Niban. Right here. Now tell me, when did you find out Nate was investigating the fund?
I first found that Nathan was conducting the investigation after I spoke with you after he was killed.
You're lying. And I know you're lying.
Oh, you know it, huh? Well, you read my mind, Roman, is that it?
No, I'm not. I'm reading your eyes. The eyes can't lie. Didn't you know what I was doing? A quick lesson in lying. See, this is what us real cops do. We study liars. Example. If I ask you a question about something visual, like your favorite color, and your eyes go up and to the left, Well, neurophysiology tells us that your eyes go in that direction because you're accessing the visual cortex. Therefore, you're telling the truth. If your eyes go up and right, then you're accessing the creative centers of the brain, and we know you're full of shit. Now, let's try this again. What's your favorite television show?
I'm not gonna play your stupid fucking game, okay, Roman?
Oh, why, Nebom? You afraid we'll catch you in a lie? When did you find out Nate was investigating the fund?
After I spoke with you.
Whoa, that is a fucking lie if I've ever
Fuck
seen
you.
one.
Never even blink my eyes, you scum.
You didn't have to blink, Nebom. It's your body language. It says you're lying.
He's nervous, Danny. What do you expect from him?
Shut up, Frost. You know how this works. It's not just your eyes, Nebom. It's everything. If you cough, sneeze, cross your legs, scratch your ass, they're all telltale signs. You can't cheat. You can stare at me with those dead-ass eyes of yours all you want. You can't beat the system.